Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video with your girl DIYs by Carolina. So in today's video, y'all, I'm going to be putting the backyard landscape on pause only because we have been getting so much rain, so much storms. Tropical storm Debbie came through, and every single day has been nothing but rain and thunderstorms. And so not only did that delay me from really working in that landscape project in the backyard, but my front yard, the grass was literally like a feet high, and all the bushes and everything just, oh my God, everything just was completely overgrown. Granted, my flowers loved it. Let me just say that my flowers loved it. As you can see in the earlier clip, they were just blossoming, but so was everything else, grass included. So because we have this little break in the weather, I wanted to take this opportunity to actually upkeep my front yard, because y'all already know that front yard is priority. So I wanted to go ahead and cut the grass, trim the hedges back. My flower beds are just, y'all, it looks like a jungle. Okay, I'm just gonna be real, a complete jungle. So I want to go ahead and tackle those projects in today's video before, before more rain comes through, because they are calling for more rain. And I really was just like, okay, you know what, every time I pull up in the driveway or when I drive by, I'm always so disgusted at the way my front yard looks. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is just really working on the flower beds. And once I'm done, I'll just show you how the entire space looks. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's a look at how my front area is looking. As you can see, the hedges have completely overgrown. Look how high they are. So I have to trim that down, trim up all these hedges here. So yeah, there's quite a bit of work here that has to be done. And you can see where those hedges that I cut down, look at, they're coming back. They're coming back with a vengeance. I don't know. I feel like I may or may not move this plant here. This is a bobo hydrangea. So I might remove that. I don't know yet. I'm kind of undecided what I want to do. Part of me want to keep the hydrangea, but then just trim this up real nice, because I would literally have to kill this at the root, because if not, it's going to keep coming back every year. But just wanted to show you right quickly, and this is just literally one side of my flower bed, and I typically work on one side at a time, get it the way I need it to, and then work on the other side. And you can see in here where I had these, I don't know what these are, but they keep coming up, and I have to make sure to keep cutting them back. So I'm going to definitely do that. But yeah, let me kind of go back a little bit. So yeah, this is the status of my flower bed. Again, this is one side. Let's take a look at the opposite side. So again, here's that hedge that I cut back about a year ago, and it's coming back. Here's my bobo hydrangea, so pretty. It was white, it was all white. You can see here where there's still one bud here that's still white, one stem. And then eventually, later on in the summer, towards the fall, they turn this beautiful pink color. Okay, you can see my rose bushes have literally gotten out of control. Everything is literally out of control here. So I have a lot of cutting back to do. And these hedges, I'll have to put the name of them. They bloom these beautiful white flowers, so I really do love them. They're so pretty when you keep them nice and shaped up. But yeah, and these plants here, this little ground covering, they bloom these gorgeous yellow flowers throughout the summer. So yeah, got quite a bit of work to do. And of course, here's a little visitor that has pretty much made this area home. I can't remember the name of the spider. If somebody can remember, let me know. Normally, I don't prefer I mean, if I have spiders, I just don't care to see them. But yeah, she's gonna have to relocate and go somewhere else when I start trimming up this flower bed, when I start to clean it up. So I'll just have to relocate her somewhere else. But yeah, that's pretty much the state of my front yard flower beds. Have a lot to do. You can kind of see here where all of my plants have matured tremendously. Y'all, these mums were so teeny tiny when I first planted them last year. It was last fall when I planted these, and look at them now. They are humongous. Oh my goodness, they're humongous. So yeah, just gonna basically focus on cleaning up the flower bed for the most part and trimming back these hedges. So again, I'm gonna just work on one side at a time, focus on that spot, and then I'll work on the other side probably the next day or so. So for right now, let's get started with cleaning up this side of the flower bed. So first things first, I have to definitely trim up this hedge here, because at the moment I can't even get to the water spout, which is right here. You can kind of see it behind here a little bit. So I have to really trim this up, give this a nice chop. So that's what I'm about to do. So this hedge that I'm using, this hedger, this is actually an older hedger. It's an electric hedger that my dad left here for me a couple years ago. And even though it's old and sort of sort of outdated, this little hedger gets the job done. Now, granted, it is a little hectic when you have a cord, behind you all the time, because again, it is electrical. But so far it's doing what I need it to do. But eventually I can definitely see me getting something that's battery operated. But for right now, this will do. All right, so right quickly, before I get started with trimming up this hedge, I want to first remove this little dead piece here. You can see how it's brown. There's no greenery here. I don't know what happened to that, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of remove it before we start trimming up this particular evergreen here, this hedge. So let's go ahead and get that done right quickly so we can move on. Right quickly, something else I want to show you guys. So anytime I'm actually cleaning up the front yard area, trimming all the hedges, I always like to have like a nice clear pathway in between the house and the shrubs or the hedges. And so as you can see here, it's completely cluttered. You can't see through here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this up really nice and neat to where I could literally get back here and it's not touching the house. So far you guys will notice that I'm pretty much cutting these hedges almost in half. These hedges were almost as tall as the windows, which I really don't like because I feel like it takes away from the curb appeal and from the appearance of your house because it hides the house. Your windows make the outside of your house, and anytime you have like really large trees or hedges that are covering the windows or whatever, it really takes away from the appeal and the appearance of your home. And so when you cut them back, it really opens up the space quite a bit. All right, so here's a quick look at the space after I've trimmed all the hedges. Now I just have to go ahead and start cleaning everything. And then that way I'll be able to tell what I missed. Like if there's any straggly pieces or anything like that. You can't really see it now because of all the debris. So once I get everything nice and clean, I can go back and finish up any last minute trims or whatever. But yeah, nice, quick and easy, and it looks great already. And again, just as another quick reminder, this is just one side of the flower bed. There's another side that's equally bad. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. So here's what the space, this side of the flower bed looks like. And so I've already trimmed up the other side. See, everybody's out trying to get work done, y'all, since this rain has, paused a little bit. But this is the side that I just did. And as you can see, it looks so much nicer and cleaner. The only thing I have to do in this space, of course, is just add some additional mulch. And then I do want to plant one of those lantanas over here that I showed you guys in my last video. And I think I'm going to put it over here in this corner right here. So I am going to be adding that lantana there. But in the meantime, I still have to, like I said before, add some mulch. And this is that hedge that I had chopped down. You see how nice and neat it looks after I trimmed it up really well. So I'm still not sure if I want to remove it. I mean, as long as I can keep it nice and small the way it is, I think it'll be okay. But for right now, let's go ahead and work on the other side. The other side is just, whew, my Lord. There's a lot to be done, y'all. So how I like to do it, I like to start from the end and then work my way back. So I'm just going to give everything a nice rough chop, make it look nice and clean. And of course, y'all already know, I want to have this area completely open. I don't want anything to be touching the house. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So let's get to it. Y'all, so thunder is starting to roar, so I have to try to wrap this up really quickly. But y'all see how tall this rose bush is? It is so tall, so thick. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this portion of it right quickly. I do have a few weeds that I have to pull, like this plant here, or whatever that is, vine or whatever, weed. I have to pull that. It's pretty tall actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull some weeds right quickly and try to wrap this up, because again, they are calling for rain and I can already hear it thundering. So I don't want to waste any of this precious time without any storms. I want to try to get this these front beds done today. Even if I'm not able to mulch it today, no big deal, as long as I get it nice and trimmed and cleaned up. That's the priority. So let's do it. All right, y'all, so the time is 8:28 p.m. and the temperature outside is 81 degrees. And I just want to show you guys what I've done, you know, with both of the garden beds, how everything looks. The only thing I didn't get to do in this video is mulch the area and also planted those lantanas, but I will be doing that in my next video, which I'm going to go ahead and try and get that out no later than Wednesday. But I do want to show you guys my progress so far, what I've done. So yeah, it was a lot, but it's done. So I'm so thankful for that. So let's take a look. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this okay. It is pretty late, but as you can see, everything is trimmed up really nice. And let me just give you a quick close-up here. So everything looks really clean, really neat. The hedges are trimmed nicely. I went ahead and gave these plants here a big chop as well, because remember, they were kind of like leaning over. So I went ahead and chopped those off really nice. And with my rose bushes, y'all, they'll grow back bigger, beautiful, and stronger. So I'm not concerned. And then remember the little hedge here? So this is how it looks. It's kind of tiny. You can barely see it here. So I just trimmed that up really, really good. And I'm still... Now, one thing I want to say is that these Bobo hydrangeas, they die back in the winter. They die all the way back. They turn to sticks. And so I'm thinking when that happens, that's when I'll have the hedge in place of that to, you know, showcase until the hydrangeas come back. I don't know. You tell me what y'all think. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking, that I might just leave that here for right now, the hedge. Okay, so, and then here's the other side. Again, everything is trimmed neatly. The only thing I still need to do, I need to plant this lantana. I'm probably going to plant it a little bit more off to the end, but I'm going to plant that there. So yeah, everything is clean, everything is neat. I'm loving it. Absolutely, this looks really, really good. Really like the way this looks. So yeah, very, very happy about that. And of course, I'll give you guys a daytime view of what it looks like as well. So yeah, so far so good. All right, y'all, so it is the next morning, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick daytime view of what the flower beds look like after everything has been cleaned. The only other thing I have to do, and again, I'll probably do this in Wednesday's video, is mulch the entire area. And so, as I told you guys before, I like having that nice open area between the hedges and the house. As you can see here, it's a nice open pathway here. So I'm really, really loving the way this looks so far. And of course, here is the other side of the flower bed. So I have some pretty large flower beds, you guys, and I try not to overcrowd it too much, which is why I have to always keep these hedges and everything trimmed back, because you see how they look when you just don't maintenance them the way you need to. And with all the rain and everything we've been having, they have grown so much. So again, I have that nice open area where the hedges are not touching the house, which is perfect. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm so glad I finally got this done. This was like one of the main things I really needed to do in the front yard space. So again, I'll just have to mulch this area. And yeah, everything else should be perfect. I'm so happy that I finally got this done. The rain has subsided just a little bit, so I'm thankful for that. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye now.